community, it's Mellony. I'm going to teach you a community class. This class we normally teach on Saturday mornings, and also we just added it Thursday mornings at 9:15. It's our $5 class that we offer just 2 times a week, but I'm going to do a little community class just because we missed you Saturday and Thursday morning yogis, so here we go. So I want you to find your way into a comfortable seat, sit bones rooted. If you need to, you can always prop yourself up on a little pillow or a block if you have a block at home. I do have a strap with me. If you don't have a strap at home, you can always use a hand towel. Sometimes we tell you that in class too. So make sure you have a couple props if you need them. You can also use books. You can use your water bottle. Sometimes if I forget to grab a block before class, I will use my water bottle. Just make sure it's pretty sturdy. It's not like a flimsy plastic water bottle. But we just want to let you know that we miss you, and we are looking forward and just as excited about getting back to on our mats in the studio with a group class just as much as you are. So let's just have a nice community class. It'll be about 30 to 45 minutes. These are a little bit shorter than they normally would be in the studio, but we just want to make something so that you can keep practicing until we can all get together again as a community. But even as a cyber community, we feel like it's a strong love that we all share for each other and the practice of yoga. So find your seat. Hopefully you've gotten your props together. And I want you to place your palms up on your knees because we all need to receive some great energy. So you create your own energy, but you also receive energy from your surroundings. And that can even be by the decor that's in your house. We call it feng shui. Things that are going to stimulate you, going for walks, that's going to give you energy. Just being outside, absorbing some sunlight. And the people that you surround yourself with, especially in these trying times, you want to make sure you keep everybody's spirits up. You keep your own spirits up, so practicing yoga is a great way to do that. So shoulders back, heart open, spine long, lengthen up through the crown of the head. We want to keep the crown of the head lifted, but we want everything else to draw down. And we want to feel this circle of energy moving through us as we breathe. So if your eyes aren't closed, go ahead and close them. And together we're going to take 5 breaths, and it can be a light ujjayi breath, just really starting to introduce the breath to the body. So I'm going to stop talking and start breathing with you. So 5 continuous breaths. Inhale. So at the end of this exhale, bring your hands to heart center, float your chin to your chest, a self-honoring bow. Acknowledging your practice and acknowledging yourself as a strong human being that is powerful in thought and in prayer or whatever your spiritual practice is. Take a deep breath into that. Feel the energy that you create. Feel that energy that you share. Feel the heat between your palms and know that you're a living being. As you exhale softly out of the mouth, really feel yourself here. Feel the body that protects you, supports you, carries you through this life. And it needs a good supported energy field, an emotional body. So getting on your mat and practicing daily, if you can, is so important to support that system. Flutter the eyes open. As you inhale, sweep the arms out. Don't exaggerate the arms, just keep them nice and soft. Inhale all the way up. If your palms don't touch, that's okay. Just keep the hands shoulder distance apart. If you can, lift the chin, feel an opening in the throat. And a soft exhale out of the mouth as you carry the hands through heart center. Drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms out and open. Big inhale, fill the lungs expand. As you exhale, carry the hands back to heart center. Float the chin into the chest. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. Place the hands on the knees, palms down. We're just going to do some singing bowls, so just circle, 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 just rotating the rib cage. Just organic movement. You move how your body tells you to move. And these are great opportunities in the little warm-up poses that we do to really feel the body and listen to the signals that it's sending you, knowing if you need to modify in your practice, maybe you need to give a little extra attention to in your daily walking and sitting. Move in the opposite direction. So moving, bending the elbows, exaggerating the spine, really pushing out, pulling the belly in, working on elimination and digestion too. So just a nice little internal massage here. Still breathing deeply. You'll notice that I move a little bit faster in these videos. We're not going to hold it. By faster, I mean we're just not going to hold it as many breaths. So I just want you to move just so that I can fit nothing, or what I want to fit in these classes, these smaller, these shorter times. I promise we're going to give you lots more when we get back in the studio. So bring yourself back to center, lift up. We're going to do a little seated cat pose. So round the spine, draw the chin in to your flexibility. And as you inhale, pull the chest open, elbows back, heart open, lengthen up. And as you exhale, 2 more, draw the belly in, knit the ribs in, round the spine. And then inhale, draw the shoulders back, feel the spread across the chest, lift, lift, lift. And then last one, you want to feel a nice stretch in the back body, rounding in the spine, rounding the back, curving the shoulders forward. And then inhale, lift, draw the shoulders back, lift through the chin, pull the rib cage forward, and then come back to neutral spine. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, right here will come down. You're going to make a little side bend over here, bending into that right elbow. Keep the left sit bone rooted. Reach your left fingertips, lift through the rib cage, and then inhale, come up and over. Rainbow the arms over, left palm comes down, bend into the left elbow, reach to the right hand, ground to the right sit bone, open across the chest. What I talk a lot about in class is that lifting the ribs away from the hips, but keeping those hips settled where they need to be. So we're always trying to get that length and traction of the spine and engaging the core so that we support the spine and strengthen the lower back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, a little twist. So twist to the right. Left hand comes to that right thigh. Lengthen up. As you exhale, gently twist. Inhale, reach those arms up. Stretch long through the side bodies and exhale, twist over to the left. Left thigh, right hand, lift and twist. And then inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, bring the hands behind your fingertips, point behind your shoulders back, lift, a little back bend here. You can drop the head back if you like, if it feels okay on the neck, but it's not necessary. I like to cradle the head back as far as I can and then actually bring my teeth together so I feel the side throat stretch. And then press into the hands, inhale, come forward, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, forward fold, fingertips to the floor. Walk your hands as far forward as you'd like. You can keep them close to the shins if you need to. So keep the sit bones grounded and lengthen. Full breath through the entire 4 corners of the back, the shoulder points, the hip points. Breathe, feel that square rectangular space really fill with breath. Spread wide and lengthen long. And as you exhale, draw that energy up the spine, gently engaging the core, braiding it up towards the spine, and walk the fingers in. And come onto all fours, tabletop pose. So hands at your shoulders, knees under the hips. You're going to curl the toes to start and extend your right leg back. Inhale, left arm forward. So if this is not right for your knee, you can always take the curl out of the foot and bring the top of the foot to the floor. Make sure that right leg is super engaged. You can flex the foot or point the toes. Inhale, lengthen, keep a lift of the rib cage. So we're not collapsing into that right shoulder, we're lifting, lifting. As you exhale, hug the elbow to the knee for 3. Inhale, lengthen, strong spine. So bring that energy into the back. Exhale, bring it in for 2. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in for 1. Inhale, lengthen. Left hand comes down, right ball of the foot comes down. Stretch out through that heel. Feel the Achilles and the calf stretch. You're pressing into the palms. You're knitting the ribs together. Stay strong in the upper body. Lighten the wrists. So when I say lighten the wrists, I mean pressing the weight into the webbing of the hands, into the tips of the fingers. And then go ahead and settle that right knee to the floor. Remember, you can curl the toes if you like. If you feel more balanced there, keep the top of the foot down. Left leg extends back, right arm reaches forward. So instead of that collapsed chest, we want to lift, we want to engage. Knit the ribs in. Inhale, Point the toes or flex the feet. As you exhale, hug the elbow in for 3. Inhale, lengthen out. Hug the elbow in for 2. Inhale out. And then hug that elbow in for 1. Inhale, lengthen it out. Right hand comes down, flex the foot. Place, ball the foot down, extend out through the heel. This is a great way for you to feel where you put the pressure, maybe in your downward facing dog. So stay out of the wrist, press into the webbing of the hands, breathe. Feel your fingertips active. Go ahead and slide that left knee back to the floor. Widen your knees a bit. Bring your buttocks to your heels. Child's pose. Rest the belly in between the thighs. Maybe sway your tail a little bit. Bend your elbows. Let your forehead relax on the hands or on the mat or on a block, whatever is available to you. Just resting here, allowing the nervous system to receive this calming gesture. One more breath. And send the arms along. Inhale, cat cow yourself up. Remember, the modification for downward facing dog is always to stay in tabletop pose. If you have wrist issues, you can always stay down on your forearms too, even in a tabletop pose, or as you push up into your dolphin pose. Sometimes we call this puppy pose or downward facing dog. You go all the way up into the downward facing dog with straight arms. And again, feel the fingertips. Maybe relax the fingers down, a little bend in the knuckles, stay light in the wrist. Start to pedal the feet out, relax the head. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Find your organic movement, maybe even wag your tail a bit. So when I wag my tail, I can start to even feel it all the way up into the chest, into the inner pits of my arms. The more I get a little twist, I keep the shoulders square, bend the knees deeply, press the chest towards the thighs, really traction out the spine. And then inhale, come forward into your high plank pose, drop the knees down. Lower the chin and chest to the earth. Slow movement forward, come into your cobra pose. Tops of the feet flat, shoulders back, lengthen to the crown of the head. Elbows back, heart forward. Feel your upper back strong. Press into the tops of the feet, lengthen more through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, gently press your way back into that child's pose. Rest the buttocks towards the heels, allow the spine to round. We're going to do some modified sun salutations. So press into the shins, use your core. Inhale, slowly come up, circle the sun. As you exhale, float the hands down to the earth. Shift forward on the knees. As you exhale, lower down, chin and chest come down. Pull yourself through cobra pose. As you exhale, gently lower down and press your way back into that child's pose, nice and slow with control. Inhale, circle the sun, stay on the shins. All the way up. As you exhale, hands come down nice and slow, framing the shoulders, shift forward, lower down, modified chaturanga. Inhale, come through cobra pose. As you exhale, lower down, float your way back, child's pose. Root into the shins, inhale, come up, last one, reach long through the side bodies. As you exhale, float the arms down, keep the ribs knitted in, hands come down, shift forward, lower down, modified chaturanga. Pull yourself through cobra pose. As you exhale, lower down, press your way back, child's pose. Inhale, coming forward, press your way back, downward facing dog. Looking forward between your hands, walk to the top of the mat, nice and slow. Nice and slow, bending the knees as much as you need to. You can even come to the tips of the fingers. You can use those blocks whenever you need to. Feet come up in between the hands. I'm going to use blocks. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold. And then slowly roll yourself up 1 vertebra at a time. Just taking inventory as you come up. So things can change. The body changes when we go from sitting to standing, laying down to sitting. Roll the shoulders a few times. And then inhale, sweep the arms up, circle the sun. As you exhale, forward fold, flat back. So fingertips can come to the earth or to those blocks for support, bringing the earth a little bit closer to you. As you exhale, you're going to step your left leg back, lunge pose. Inhale, heart forward. As you exhale, float your left knee down. You're gonna bring the blocks back a little bit to frame the foot a little bit more. Lengthen up. If you don't have blocks, you can always bring your hands to your right thigh. Lift up, ribs from hips. As you exhale, just bend into that right knee. Keep the length of the spine. That back foot, toes can be curled or top of the foot can be flat. You choose, it's your body. Inhale, lengthen, shoulders back, heart forward. Little bit of a back bend as the hips start to open. And then slowly place your hands on the floor, toes blocks, curl the back toes, press yourself up. Maybe you do a little pyramid pose here. You can always do a half split with that left knee on the floor. So this is full pyramid, both legs are straight. You can even pivot that back foot flat a little bit if it feels more comfortable for you. Or you can leave your left leg on the floor and go into that half split. It's your choice, it's your body, it's your practice. One more breath here. And we're going to place that right foot down. If you lifted the toes, you're going to lengthen forward. You're going to pivot your back foot flat and open up warrior two. Nice and slow. We're going to open up the inner thighs a little bit with a little pumping warrior. So inhale, arms come up. As you exhale, lunge back into that right knee, arms parallel to the floor. Inhale, arms come up, maybe even bring the gaze up and open the throat. Exhale, slowly coming down, bring the gaze over that right middle finger. Inhale, arms come up, gaze up. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, arms come up, leg straightens. Lift your right toes, pivot on your heel. Turn your right heel towards the back of the mat a bit. Pivot on your left toes. Come into your warrior two, facing the opposite side of your mat. Let's pump it on this side. Inhale, left leg straightens. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Two more. Inhale, lift. Maybe bring that gaze up. Just challenging your balance a little bit. Exhale, slowly coming down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale down. Windmill the arms down. Come to the ball of the back foot. You're going to drop that right knee, going into that low lunge. So I'm going to use my blocks again on this side. You don't have to use the blocks. You can always bring your hands to that left thigh. I'm going to uncurl my toes. You can keep yours curled. Lengthen up, lift. As you exhale, deep lunge. So breathe. So don't make it a shallow breath up in the collarbones. You want to take it low, down into the thigh. Try to go all the way to your right knee. Maybe you go all the way through the front of the right ankle. You stretch the top of the foot. One more breath. Make it count. Feel space. And then going into your version of your pyramid or half split. So half split, you're going to stay down on that right knee. You're going to roll over the left heel. You're going into pyramid pose. You're going to lift up, straighten that left leg to your flexibility. You'll notice that this left side just keeps a deep bend. I'm working on some issues in my tissues. So we're going to stay here. I'm going to stay here, straighten your leg as much as you like. One more breath. I'm just going to bend into that left knee and just kind of hinge forward. Bring the right foot to the left foot, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, look forward. As you exhale, deep fold. You're going to roll yourself up one vertebra at a time, taking inventory always throughout your entire practice. Roll the shoulders back, turn the palms forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, circle this time. You should be at the back of your mat now. As you exhale, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, heart lifts, looking forward. As you exhale, step that right leg back, lunge pose. So here you have that opportunity to keep the knee high or drop the knee back to low, moving into our lunge twist. So the modification is keeping the knee on the floor. If you want a little bit more, stronger engagement of the hips, stronger engagement of the core, you're going to keep the leg up. Right hand will come to that block or the floor. Square the hips off, strong in the back leg. Try to get your heel to stack right over the ball of the foot. Right hand is down, left arm comes up, lunge twist. And circle the shoulder, just lubricate the shoulder joints, so sweeping the arm forward, one full rotation. Try to keep those hips nice and level, and then circle the opposite direction. Inhale up. And then left hand comes down. You're gonna pivot that back foot flat. Open yourself up, warrior two. Deep lunge. Work with what you've already done. So you've already opened up the inner thighs, so go to your variation. Maybe a little bit stronger or lower than the first one. Stretch out over the left toes. Find yourself into extended triangle pose. So that hand can come to a block. It can come to the front of the shin or ankle, and you find a lift. Imagine I'm pulling on your right hand and lifting you up a bit. Really find the core action. We're not dumping all the upper body weight onto the left leg or even onto the block. You have this lifting action and opening action, and you have a deep breath that moves through it. One more breath. And we're going to reverse it. So keep the legs straight, right hand to the back of that right thigh. Left arm reaches up and then stretch that palm back. So sideways stretch. And then slowly coming back, lift the left toes, pivot on your heel. Lift your right toes, pivot on your heel, find your way into your warrior two. Facing the front of the mat now. You're going to straighten your leg, lift your arms, come into your extended triangle pose again. So arms come down, stretch out over the right toes. Right hand can come to that block. Bring it a little close to the ankle, or the front of the shin, or the ankle. Some of you may even have the flexibility in length in your limbs to grab your big toe. Open, lengthen, feel yourself. Powerful, strong, and flexible. Sometimes you can be the tightest person, and the flexibility is all in your mind. And you're the most flexible person. Being flexible with your thoughts, it's a type of meditation. Instead of being too stern and rigid. So slowly coming up, bend into the right knee. Windmill your arms down. Come to that lunge pose. Maybe it's a lower high lunge. Moving into that lunge twist. So squaring off of the hips. I'll use the block on this side too. Left hand is on the block. Keep squaring my hips off. I lengthen my torso and then I twist myself open. Strong in that back leg. Let's circle the shoulder. Reaching forward. All the way forward and around. And then sweep it back. Reach it up. And then right hand comes down. You're going to step that left foot to meet the right foot, forward fold. And then round yourself up one vertebra at a time, coming to Tadasana, mountain pose, shoulders back, hands down by your side. Inhale, circle the sun, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, forward fold, flat back, all the way down. Inhale, half lift, look forward. As you exhale, step your left leg back, crescent lunge. Keep the hips square, shoulders square, lift the chest. So holding here, shoulders back. 2. 1. Bring the hands to heart center. We're going to move into warrior 3. So remember that you can always use those blocks here as an option. Warrior 3, balancing on one leg. Coming forward, lengthening, getting the torso parallel to the floor. The right leg, the right knee can be at a bend. And you want to feel the stretch of the back leg, but you go to your flexibility. So the knee can stay bent if you need it to. Lengthen out, heart forward, reach the crown of the head. Lots of action in that floating leg too. So you can point the toes, squeeze in, especially those handstanders out there that are working on their handstands right now, that are coming to the workshops. You're going to point those toes, really get into that habit of pointing your toes. Inner rotating the thigh, pulling the left hip in. 3, 2, and 1. I want everybody to bend that right knee. Bring your left knee to it. Squeeze the inner thighs. You're going to place your left foot to meet your right foot. Bring your weight into your heels. Reach your arms up to your pose. 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands back to heart center. Let's place that weight back into that right foot. Bring your left heel up in towards your buttocks. Go back into your warrior 3. Remember your blocks are here if you need them, or your books or your water bottles. Lengthen, bend that right knee. Slowly step it back. Find that crescent lunge, sweep the arms up. Now straighten that right leg, pivot the back foot. Turn those right toes in, open up across the chest. Slight inner spiral through your inner thighs, going into wide-legged forward fold. So lead with the heart. Knees can bend as much as you need to as you slowly come down. Hands come down under the shoulders. Lengthen as you exhale, deep fold. Walk the hands through. You can always grab your big toes, outer edges of the feet, or even hold here with support. You can bring the blocks around 2. Breathe, 3. If I have some people in there, out there, that do inversions, you can always prop yourself up into a tripod headstand, or any type of headstand, or even press yourself up into a press handstand. 1. Walk your hands forward, or release your toes. Inhale, half lift. Engage your core, knit your ribs in, pull your belly button up, and then sweep the arms out and up. Good, arms come up. Lift your left toes, pivot on your heel. Lift your right heel up, find your warrior 3. Your crescent lunge to work into your warrior 3. Slowly come up. Use the blocks if you need to. So I like to find my balance first, and then I find the rest. Really strong in that right leg. I'm working on my handstand, so pointing that foot is important to me. Flexing the foot feels great too, so you find what works best for you. 2 more breaths. Enjoy the wiggle, the wobble, and enjoy the balance. When you feel that solid ground, bend that left knee, bring your right knee to it, squeeze your inner thighs together, place your right foot to meet your left foot, come into that chair pose, arms reach up. Hands back to the heart. Left foot stays placed, right heel comes up. Go ahead and shoot that leg back, come back into your full warrior 3 expression. And then bend that left knee, slowly step it back. Find your crescent lunge, sweep the arms up. Straighten the left leg, lift the toes, pivot on the heel. Inhale, across the chest. As you exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, place them in the shoulders. So keeping the sole of the foot on the floor, we're just gonna do some skater lunges, getting it deeper into those inner thighs and into the glutes. So you send the hips back, and then work over into the opposite side. 2 more each side. So bend into the right knee, send the glutes back. To the left. To the right. To the left. And then come back to center. Lift the right toes, put it on your heel, walk around, frame that foot. We're gonna drop the left knee down, heel toe that right foot across, and come right into our pigeon pose. So right knee comes down, left leg reaches back. Now you can always do pigeon on your back, recline pigeon pose. So the toes can stay curled, especially sometimes with knee issues. It feels better to curl the toes because you get a little lift. And engagement of the knee, top of the foot can be flat. Enjoy that front ankle stretch. Inhale, lift, lift, and exhale, deep fold. Deeper breath than the fold. Change. So slowly press yourself up. We're going to press into our palms, curl our back toes, pick our right foot up, send it back into our 3-legged downward facing dog. We're going to bend the knee and circle out the hip a few times. 2 and 1. Circle in the opposite direction. 2 and 1. Place the right foot down. You can hang out here in a downward facing dog. If you'd like to move through a flow, you can. Doing a full or modified chaturanga, coming forward, lowering down, up dog cobra pose, and then float your way back, downward facing dog. Moving into the opposite side, so left knee will float forward, bring that left foot out in front of the right hip, lengthen yourself out, extend the right leg back, and then as you're ready, Once you feel the body accept the pose, then you move a little bit deeper into it. We always want to pause so that we can be great listeners. If our body's sending us a signal that there's pain or injury occurring, where we can back off and modify the pose or get out of the pose if necessary. One more breath. Change. So placing the hands down, lift the chest. You're gonna curl the back toes, press your way up, three-legged downward facing dog, knees bent. Circle out that hip a couple times, keep the shoulders nice and square, even weight through the webbing of the hands. And then circle in the opposite direction. Extend the leg out, and then bring that left foot down. You can move to that last chaturanga if you like. This is the last one we're gonna do. Lower down. Up dog cobra pose. And then exhale, press your way back. Downward facing dog right into your child's pose. So widen those knees. Send your buttocks back towards your heels, arms are long. I want you to walk your arms forward as much as you can without the forehead having to lift off the floor. If the forehead doesn't touch the floor, just naturally try to find that block or a rolled up towel to rest it on. You bring your hands to the back of your head, stretch out those triceps, let the chest get really heavy. Breathe wide in the back. Release those arms down, feels quite nice. And go ahead and bring yourself up. We're gonna roll over onto our backs. So bring yourself up and over. Find your way onto your back. So slowly coming down, bend the knees. I want you to walk your feet out as wide as your mat. And just go ahead and knock your knees together for a moment. Rest your arms out by your side with your palms up. This doesn't feel good to you. Usually this is a modification for people that can't lay flat on their back, for their lower back. But if this doesn't feel right for you, because sometimes that won't feel right for people, extend your legs out, go into a full Shavasana. Or maybe don't make your feet so wide. 2 breaths here. Last breath. And go ahead and heel to those feet until they're hip distance apart. So one thing in bridge pose that you always need to take accountability for are your legs. Your feet are part of your legs. So keeping up equal pressure through the entire foot. So the 4 points to talk about are the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and then there's 2 points in your heels. So it's the same for your thighs. You want to keep your outer and inner thighs turned on and the points in the glutes. So outer thighs, inner thighs, 2 points in the glutes. So think about these squares that we have to keep engaged during the practice. So inner, outer thighs, 2 points in the glutes, and the 4 points in each foot. So place the forearms or the triceps on the floor. Arms reach up like robot arms. So I naturally will put a bow in my spine, so a natural curvature of my spine. And I'm trying to engage the spine slightly into the mat, so I'm not pressing it aggressively into the mat. I just have this gentle curve of my pelvic floor lifting up, so curling forward. So you're gonna press into the feet, find those 4 points that we're talking about, because it's just like if you've ever heard about runners pronating. Some people run on the outer edges of the feet, some people run on their tippy toes, some people hit their heels. So it's the same thing in yoga. Usually we have something that we are kind of consistent with, but we want to find that 4-point support in these poses. So find the 4 points. I even like to lift my toes so that I really find that engagement with my big toe mound and pinky toe mound. And then I lift and then I relax my toes down. So holding here, find your shoulders true. You're going to press into those arms as much as you're pressing into the feet. Outer and inner thighs are on. Hold here for 3, 4, 2. And 1. Slowly lower down. See, spread the shoulders apart. You let the spine relax down. Buttocks softens to the earth. I like to stay still after back bends. I like to feel the energy moving through me. Sometimes we miss it if we go into windshield wiper, but if you need it to actively release your back, do so. So round 2. This time we're going to bring the hands down, palms down. Find the 4 points of your foot. Inner and outer thighs turn on as you slowly start to lift the hips. This time we're going to walk the shoulder blades in a little bit. Maybe you reach and grab for your heels. Pointer finger and middle finger on the inner and outer heel. Lift, lift, lift. 3, 2, 1. And release. So slide the shoulder blades apart. Rest the spine back down. Buttocks kisses the mat. And then just hold here. Modify if you need to. Move if you need to. Be still if you can. So the final one, you can do any variation with your arms. I'm going to bound my hands to get a little bit more opening in the chest. So slowly start to curl up from the tailbone all the way up towards the shoulders and really work my shoulder blades in a little bit more this time. And work my hands as close together as I can. And then keeping those inner and outer thighs on, a little drawing of the heels towards the shoulders, pressing into the shoulders, lifting. Hold for 3, 2. What I notice too in my practice is when I have a lot going on, there's an intense stretch going on in the upper body, I start to lose my feet a little bit. So then I really start to activate the feet, lifting the toes, feeling those 4 points again, pulling inward. And release. Shoulders away from the spine. Release your hands, settle your buttocks down, and enjoy the sensation. So we call back bends and inversions a natural stimulant for the body, like an espresso shot or maybe a matcha tea, something like that. So we're going to cross our right leg over our left leg. We're not going to go into pigeon pose. We're going to do a nice little IT band stretch. This is called cat pulling the tail. So you're going to take your left hand to your right ankle. You're going to pick your foot up off the knee, settle that left knee to the floor, carry your right foot to the floor, keep hold of that right ankle. It does not have to be extended out as far as I am. You can keep it a little bit closer to the left hip if you don't have that flexibility. So if you have the flexibility, start to work the foot away from you and maybe even a little higher up. Keeping that tension with that left hand helps to build the stretch, because then you can really work with the body to increase the stretch. It doesn't have to be too super intense. Just find a connection to your outer right hip, down into the right thigh, into the IT bands, into the right glute. So you really start to work that right hip away from the left rib cage. Open up across the chest. Breathe into it. Smile from the inside out. Change. Slowly come back to center. And then go ahead and place that right foot down. Open the arms out. Just pause here for a moment. If you need to move, move. You can do that slow windshield wiper. And then move into the opposite side. So right knee is bent, left leg is going to cross over. You're going to take hold of that left ankle with your right hand. Rest that right knee to the floor. Carry the left foot to the floor. Place it, sole the foot all the way down. This is somewhere where if you don't feel like you can comfortably get your foot to the floor, place a block underneath it or a book. Left arm reaches out, sole the foot plants, and then work with that rib cage and hip to intensify the stretch to your sensibility. Be sensible with your sensitivity in every stretch. One more breath. Change. So slowly bring the legs back to center. Place that left foot on the floor. This time, all of us windshield wiper our legs, so take them a little wider than your hips. And windshield wiper over to the left. Let that right hip, right glute peel off the mat. And then go ahead and bring it over to the right. Bring it back over to the left. Soft little lift, little pressure in the hips, the outer thighs. Sensible with our sensitivity. And then go ahead and bring the legs back to center. If you have that strap or handheld, grab it. Bring it in. Bring the feet together, legs together. Bring that right knee in towards the shoulder. Give it a little pull behind the thigh or over the shin. Take hold of the strap and strap it around the ball of the foot. Extend the leg up. Hand comes closer to the foot so that you can keep your shoulder on the floor but keep a tight grip of the strap. We're going to inhale, open the leg out to the right. I bend my elbow, make a little kickstand with my tricep. You don't have to keep the arm straight. We're not going to hold it too long to fatigue the arm that bad. So one more, two more breaths. Change. Let's bring it back to center. Take the strap in both hands. And then gently guide the toes back. Lift the chest up off the floor, shoulders off the floor. Pull that belly in. Maybe even release the strap and stretch up for your toes. Maybe even point the toes for 3, 2, and 1. Slide your hands back behind your thighs. Give 3 soft bends of the knee. Remove your strap, bring your right foot to the floor. And you know that you can always extend this bent knee. I like to bend my knees. I feel more comfortable, more foundation when I'm doing so. It's just not so aggressive. Left leg extends out. If you want to extend that right leg, you can. Keep the knee bent. Right hand comes to the right hip. We're going to settle down into lower back, lengthen up through the left heel. Allow the hamstrings to receive and acknowledge the stretch that's occurring. And then open out to the left side, tight strap, gentle pull, engagement of that left arm, supporting the leg. Hold here, opening through the inner thigh for 3, and 2. Inhale, slowly bring it up. Go ahead and take the strap in both hands, bring the toes back. You lift the chest, pull the belly in a lot. Stretch the arms up towards the toes, maybe point the toes, hold for 3. Maybe even do a little pulse, keeping the shoulders up. 2, and 1. Slide the hands back behind the thigh, 3 soft bends of the knee. Place the feet down. Bring those knees into the chest, give yourself a juicy hug. Maybe circle out, massaging out the lower back, lower lumbar, and then work in the opposite direction. Let's go ahead and place the feet down, drop the knees out. Easy reclining pose. You can settle the hands on the inner thighs or open them out, or heart, hand to the heart, hand to the belly. Close the eyes. 3 breaths. Go ahead and heel toe your feet apart, bringing your knees up. We're going to roll over to our right side. Resting here in a nice little fetal position. Rest the hand on the upper arm. Feel the earth below you. Feel how supported you truly are. And then left hand comes down, gently pressing yourself up. Finding your way back into that seat. So hands are down on the knees, heart is open. I hope you feel great after that practice. And remember to be sensible with your sensitivity. And it's not only in your yoga practice and your most inflexible spaces or your weaker places, it's everywhere in your life, even in your strongest and most flexible parts of your body, of your mind, of your being. You always have to be sensible with your sensitivity, and especially with everything that's going on around us, there's a lot of sensitivity. People have uncertainty. What we need to do is really bring hope and positivity in these times, and I see so much of that, and it's so beautiful. But if you see someone around you that's kind of going down, try to bring them up, sensible to their sensitivities, because some people don't have a yoga practice like we do that we can do and kind of find that change, that shift that we want to occur at that time. When we feel our energy level dropping, we bring it back up. We do some back bends, or we do some inversions, or do some jumping jacks, something that's going to elevate you instead of bring you lower. We look forward to seeing you soon, sooner than later. Namaste, friends, community, we love you. Namaste.